Greetings, comrades. This is Andre Aguides Desjardins for Bloomborough Play Booster Crack-a-Pack. Oh yeah, can you hear that sound? That sound is delightful. So we have to do things backwards. We got a Footwork Sword Master Flower Foot Sword Master token. Excellent, excellent. Let's put this right here. And first up, we have Scales of Shade. That's 1 black, 2 colorless for a instant. It costs 1 less to cast. Let's see, does the curtain make that better? No. We're going for some real high quality video stuff here. There we go. We'll just do that. 1 black, 2 colorless instant. Costs 1 less for each lizard you control. Target creatures +2/+2 and gains lifelink indestructible until end of turn. This is actually a combat trick I'm really happy to put in my deck. Usually I just go and rag on combat tricks. This one I am happy to have. Not only in the lizard deck, but especially in the lizard deck. But no, like the indestructible and lifelink just helps you race so much, gets you out of so much trouble. This, I mean, it is a combat trick. I'm not going to first pick it, but when I'm in black, I want at least one of these in my deck. This is like a C+. Like, this is like real good. Like, do not sleep on this card. I know I usually come and rag on combat tricks, but I'm a believer in Scales of the Shade. Alright, up next, a blue card, which means I'm probably not picking it. Blue is the least winning color in the set. Besides frogs, I really don't want to be playing it. Alright, we have 1 blue, 4 colorless for a 3/3 bird frog, flying. When it enters, exile up to 1 other target creature you control, return to the battlefield at the beginning of the owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So, Frogs has a flicker theme, that's what this is for. And I think the reason blue isn't very good is the themes are all kind of dispersant, and, for example, the blue-white theme is birds, but birds care about flyers and non-flyers. So this seems more like you are drafting a white deck, and then, like, rabbits, it didn't go quite as you wanted, so you'll put a couple of, you know, blue birds in there to help. This is like D, like a 3/3 flyer that flickers a creature. You could play it in the frog decks, because frogs have a lot of enter the battlefield triggers, but it's not a great weight. This format is fairly fast. You want to get to the board early. And I don't want to play blue. Don't want to start off with blue. There's like 1 blue mythic that I would actually first pick. Alright, next up we have Thistledown Players. It's 1 white, 2 colors for a mouse bard. It's 3/3, and when it attacks on tap target non-land permanent. So this has 2 main modes. One just gives this guy vigilance, because a 3/3 vigilance is pretty good. The other mode is it can target one of your valiant creatures. I found, and the consensus has been, that most of the bottleneck on the Valiant deck is the Valiant creatures and not the enablers. That being said, this is a fine card. This is a C. You can play it. White's one of my favorite colors. Yeah. Alright, so this is a good example of the bird deck. It's a blue and a white and 3 colors for a 3/3 flying bird scout. When it attacks target creature you control without flying, gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So like in my nearly mono white deck, I had one of these and I ended up siding it out a bunch. In most formats, a 3/3 flyer for 4 would be great. And then the other text would be just bonus. It just really doesn't line up well in this format. There's a 3/3 frog reach for 3 at common, and then the 2/4 archers with reach at common. It's like it really doesn't attack well through. It's an awful lot, and a lot of the bodies are like that's normally a good body, but right beside it you have a 3-3 for 3, and that's not the only 3-3 for 3. There's quite also a few 3 power creatures for 2 mana, and just having to block and trade is a nightmare. So this is like a D. Like, I'm not interested in this at all. If I need to, I'll play one. Alright, next up is Scrapes Blue. This is the tormenting voice of the format, which there was actually a double red one that started, but that card was terrible. This card is fine. So a red and a colorless for an instant. You can gift a tapped fish. So gift is the mechanic where as this spell resolved, the gift happens. So they will get a tapped fish as this spell resolves. And as additional cost, you can discard a card, and target player, that's going to be you in this case, is going to draw 2 cards, and if the gift is given, target creature control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Gifting a tapped fish is definitely like the easiest gift to give. In a lot of cases, you're going to give them the tapped fish, and it's not going to matter because they're going to be dead because the additional power gave it. If not, you're just not going to give them the tapped fish. Sometimes I found a Blizzard deck, I gifted the tap fish to my menace creature to like trade out my crappy menace creature for like 2 relevant creatures. C minus, like you'll play this card. The gift's a fine addition, but it doesn't really do a super boost. Alright, here we go. Tree Guard Duo. 1 green, 3 colorless for a frog rabbit. When it enters the battlefield, target creature control gets +X/+X for X of the number of vigilance. Gains vigilance and +X/+X for X of the number of creatures you control. This is like a C plus B minus. Like, this does work. This was one of the green cards I splashed on my almost mono white rabbit deck last night, and it was easily giving creatures +6/+6. Like, even not +6/+6, the fact it like gives a little bump when it enters and then is a good body is fantastic. This card is great. C+, first picking it. Easily get rid of all those other ones. Tree Guard Duo, you're up. Let's see if we can top you. Alright, Moonrise Cleric is colorless and 2 white-black hybrid for a 2/3 bat cleric. It's flying, when it attacks you gain a life. This really overperforms. This body is just good at 3 mana. The 3 toughness is good at 3 mana. The gaining life is relevant in both racing and for the bat deck. Like, this is a C. Like, this is a card I'm happy to run. It's C. I'm not taking it over the duo, but like, this looks really medium and it performs really well. This is an overachiever of the set. Alright, Fountain Port Bell. It's 1 colors for an artifact. When it enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, shuffle, and put it on top. And you can pay colors, sacrifice it to draw a card. You really don't want to be playing 3 colors in this format. This is the fixing, and it's like not very great fixing. It's not the worst because you can just cycle it for 2 mana. That's basically what it is, but just with the fast decks, you want to be doing something that affects the board on turn 2, and like, you don't want to like play this and then waste your next draw step drawing a land and then hopefully get the mana out of it later. A lot of formats this would be really good, and this one it's pretty medium, but it's still like D+. Like, you can play it if you want to, and chances are if your draft goes to the shitter and you need 3 colors, this is then like a C card. Like, you'll be happy to have this card just because your draft went bad, but we're not looking to play it. Next up is Daring Wave Rider. It's 2 blue, 4 colorless for an auto wizard. It's a 4/4. When he enters, you may cast target instant sorcery card with CMC 4 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost, and you would exile it instead. This suffers with the blue card problem, and even a lot of people I know that play the blue-red decks, they are not thrilled to run this card. So this is like D+, very expensive. You think it would be an actual like super reason to go into the blue-red otters deck, but it's not. Alright. Blacksmith Talent. 1 red for a class. And so you can level up the classes by paying mana. When it enters, you create a colorless artifact equipment named Sword. The creature gets +1/+1 and equip 2. At the beginning of combat in your turn, attach equipment to a creature up to 1 target non-target. the beginning of combat on your turn, attach target equipment you control up to one target creature you control. And then level 3, during your turn, equipped creature you control have double strike and haste. There's not really a super equipment theme. There doesn't have to be with this card. They're probably not going to blow up your sword. It's nice to have a sword that can help, you can move around to trigger your valiant creatures. And then if the game goes late and you still have an equipment, the level 3 is really going to help you win the game. Just give all your guys gas. Double strike. This is probably C+. This is probably on the same level as Tree Guard Duo. I'm going to start with Tree Guard Duo, just because it's a creature. It really affects the board. But if you took Blacksmith Talent, I think that'd be fine too. Alright, Mudflat Village. It's land, enters tapped. Taps for black, spend to only cast creature spells, and for black colors you can sacrifice it to return target black, lizard, rat, or squirrel card from your graveyard to your hand. Those are the 4 black creature types. I really like these lands. I think they're C+. This one's probably the best in terms of raw power, so it might be a B-. Don't think these lands are free, because they're not, because if you have spells that like instant sorceries, things that require black mana, they don't help you, but the more creatures you have, the freer they are. I'm going to put it in the I'm going to consider this pile. Alright, here is a rare class, Storm Chaser's Talent. When it enters, you create a 1/1 blue and red otter creature with prowess. When it's 4 mana, wow. When this class becomes level 2, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. That's good. And 6, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 blue, red, and otter creature token with prowess. I mean, again, I'm not taking a look at blue cards. If I was in blue-red otters, I'd happily play this. This is a way to win the game. Getting 2 6 mana is a lot. But from there, as long as you have anything, you should be able to win the game. But, like, this is so much mana. This is like a D. Like, I don't want to take this. If I'm really in blue-red spells, I will play this. But that's it. This is like a D. I'm really not interested in this. Alright, Plains and Steam Path Charger. It's a red and a colorless for a Lizard Warlock, Offspring 2. So Offspring is you get a 1/1, a baby that has these cards' abilities. And as when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target player. This is a C. It's a 2-drop. I love playing 2-drop, so I would consider this. But it's really between these 3. I think my order is 1, the Frog Rabbit, the land, and then Blacksmiths. If you took any of them, that'd be fine. I don't think there's a super clear winner in the pack. I'm going to choose that one. That's the one I'm choosing. It's one of the few 4-drops I'm like stoked to jam in my deck. Alright, comrades. Thank you very much. This is Andre Aguides Desjardins signing off.